In this course we will learn about trail operation. 1. Interpreting the display of the panel operator. 2. Confirmations before trails. 3. Trail operations of the servo motor without load and no host references. 4. Trail operations with host references. 5. Convenient functions. In this course we will learn about interpreting the display on the panel operator. Look at the display on the panel operator to observe the status of the servo pack during trail operation. The Sigma 10 servo pack with analog pulse train reference has the 5-digit 7-segment LED. The segments in the left 2 digits are lit to display the status of the servo pack and the status of I/O signals. The right 3 digits display the status of the servo pack and alarm codes with letters and numbers. When the control power to the servo pack is turned on, the decimal point of the leftmost LED will be lit. While the servo is off, the middle segment of the leftmost LED will be lit, and B-beam will be displayed in the right 3 digits to indicate base block active. When the servo is on, then middle segment of the leftmost LED will not be lit, and run will be displayed in the right 3 digits. If overtravel or an alarm occurs, the alarm code will be displayed in the right 3 digits. In this course, we will be using Sigma 10 servo pack with analog voltage pulse train references, but the number of LEDs on the servo pack will depend on the model. For example, servo packs with Mechatrolink 2 and 3 communication reference have only one 7-segment LED. Refer to the product manuals of the respective models for details about the LED displays. The panel operator LEDs are used for more than just display the status of the servo pack. You can also check information using the mode set key. For example, commands for utility functions related to setup and adjustment, parameter settings, and information about the monitor display can be checked. Refer to the product manual for details on switching functions. In this section, we will conduct checks before trail operation. We will follow the procedure in the flowchart in order to safely perform trail operation. Before trail operation, check that all components have been correctly mounted and wired. The following are the key points to check. Make sure that the servo pack and servo motor are installed, wired and connected correctly. Make sure that the correct power supply voltage is supplied to the servo pack. Make sure that there are no loose parts in the servo motor mounting. If you are using a servo motor with a holding brake, make sure that the brake is released in advance. Let's take a detailed look at the wiring checks for the servo pack. In order to check the wiring, Sigma Win Plus is equipped with functions to check the status if servo pack I/O signals and to forcibly switch output signals on and off. Use the I/O signals allocation function to check the status of the servo I/O signals. The status of input signals are displayed on the Input Signal tab. Forced Output Mode and Monitor Mode are located in the Output Signal tab. Forced output mode cannot be used when the servo is on. Use it only when servo is in off condition. You can set the forced output mode and click high or low for each output signal to forcibly turn that output signal on and off regardless of the internal status of the servo pack. When you have finished checking the wiring of the output signals, turn the power to the servo pack off and on again so that the servo pack can receive references from the host controller and reset the mode to monitor mode. The status of the I/O signal can also be checked with the monitor window. To display the monitor window, open the menu dialog box and click Monitor. In this section, we will learn about trail operation using the servo motor without a load and no host reference. The servo motor is not connected to the drive section of the machine here. The machine may be damaged if the settings are incorrect. We will use jog mode for trail operation. Jog mode is used to check the operation of the servo motor without connecting the servo pack to the host controller. The servo motor is moved at the preset jog speed. We will use Sigma Win Plus to perform jogging. You can also perform jogging using the panel operator and digital operator. Set the parameters for speed, accelerator time, and deceleration time. The parameter number are given in the table. This is trail operation, so keep the high speed at a level that allows you to check operation. Change the jog speed from 500 to 50. Change the acceleration time from 0 to 100. Change the deceleration time from 0 to 50. Check for the following items. The parameters must not be write prohibited. The main circuit power supply must be on. There must be no alarm. There must be no HBB hard wire base block. The servo must be in off conditions. The jog speed is sufficient to allow operation to be checked. Open the menu dialog box and select the operation submenu and select jog. Carefully read the warning and then click on the OK button. Change the jog speed to 50. Then click on OK button. Then click on the servo on button. Click on the forward button or the reverse button. The servo motor will rotate while you hold down the button. Click the servo off button when you are finished with the jogging the servo motor. Let's learn about the procedure to operate the Servo Pack by outputting references from the host controller. In this course, we will learn about trail operation with a connected machine. When actually performing trail operation, first perform trail operation with host reference for the servo motor without a load and then connect the servo motor to the machine after the machine completion of this trail operation. We will use the servo tuning demo here. In this course, we will use position control by pulse train reference as the control method. The MP3300 has been programmed to receive signals from switches on the operation panel and output control commands, such as servo on command, and position reference by pulse train to the servo pack. Set the parameters necessary to move the machine, like the control method and the reference pulse form. Turn on the power to the host controller and turn on the control power and main circuit power to the servo pack. Check the protective functions, such as overload and the brake, to confirm that they operate correctly. Enable emergency stop so that the servo motor can be stopped safely if an error occurs. Check that no alarm has occurred and issue the servo on command from the host controller. The servo motor will rotate by references that are output by pulse trains. Confirm that the movement direction, travel distance, movement speed and other items match the references. In this section we will learn about program jog operation for the servo pack. You can use program jog to perform continuous operation with a preset operation pattern. You can use this operation in the same manner as jog. This allows you to move the servo motor to check operation and execute simple position without connecting it to the host controller. The travel distance, speed, acceleration and deceleration times, waiting time, number of movements, and the operation pattern can be set and used for trail operation. When you have finished setting the operation pattern, click the Run button. Click the Servo On button and then click the Execute button.